Welcome everyone. So I thought I'm gonna come live, and I'm also gonna invite my friend, my colleague, fellow coach to join us. Just give me a minute, and I'm gonna invite him here. Yes. Great. Welcome. Hey,
Hello. Hey, what's going on?
good to see you. Yeah, guys, this is my friend, my colleague, a fellow coach, Ryan.
Hey,
Welcome to
everyone.
this live. Hi.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd come live quite regularly, and today we'd like to talk about chakra healing and is
hmm
this for everyone, and how you can benefit from healing your chakras, and how we can use the mirror exercise to heal our chakras.
Yeah, beautiful. I look forward to, diving into this. I feel like this is something that the consciousness is like looking for
Hmm.
and how to heal on the twin flame journey, and we can just express about the mirror exercise and also some affirmations to really connect to the chakras. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think it'd be good for you to kind of open up the conversation because I feel like you're the one that has the knowledge here. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was inspired by this topic because in the Eastern consciousness, in the Indian consciousness, a lot of people have been advised to heal their chakras with mantras and meditation and like sound healing and a lot of methods. And there's good to that. There's definitely good to that. But what I've learned from my gurus, Jeff and Shalia, and how they've taught us to heal, it's quite profound and fast track.
Mm.
So it's like I felt called to bring these two together. So
hmm
it felt like a right thing to do because there have been direct connection to where your blocks are based on what chakra you are facing the block in. So
hmm
there have been like scientific studies on this, and we can find that information online as well. And but people don't know how to heal it. So
Right.
people do heal it through different methods, whatever they know till today. But we're lucky we have the cutting edge technology of mirror exercise. Yeah, and we've seen that in our journey, how it brings us the healing, and it gives so much to the people around us, the people that we heal and coach. So I felt that this topic was apt at this time, and I know that this is just the beginning of this topic. We will continue to like bring more clarity to this the more we are. I'm also conducting a workshop on this starting this weekend, but I also feel like we'll continue to go deeper on this in coming days.
Yeah, very cool. Um, yeah, so I think that as I go deeper in my meditation and the mirror exercise, I do focus on the chakra, right? And the understanding that I am energy. And so we're not this, physical person
Mm.
before we are a soul. And so our bodies are made of these systems of energy, I guess you could say, and they express in our body in a specific way to
Mm.
allow us to connect and to experience the physical world in
Mm.
the ways that we do. And yeah, it always like is really a beautiful thing for me to go deeper in understanding myself as an energy
Mm.
and how I express myself from that standpoint because that's who I am. And what I see is a creation of the energy that I allow. And
Mm.
so a big thing for me, I guess I have some like questions on it, maybe we could go deeper
Mm.
in, is that I realize like it starts with feeling, right? And letting yourself feel and letting yourself be vulnerable in your heart, and that is what opens up the awareness to the third eye as well, and how you
Mm.
see yourself is how you allow the heart to communicate.
Hmm. 100%. Yes, that is the gateway. Like, beginning the beginning is from the feeling place, from your heart. That is the gateway
Right.
to your emotional body. Like, I'm glad that you're bringing this up. You like kind of gave like a highlight of what chakras bring to us is the manifestation of our physical body through our like soul and our feelings and who we are, and a gateway to that. And this is what we're made of. We're made of mainly three bodies. Starting from our soul manifests into a physical through these intricate, alignment of these three bodies. So our first and the biggest part of our body is the causal body, which is the belief system. Then comes the emotional body, which is our emotions, our feelings, and the third body is the physical body, which manifests ultimately into what we see, who we are in the mirror. And yeah, and when our third eye sharpens, like you said, when we awaken to the feeling world, we are connecting to people beyond their bodies. Even though we look at them, like, even if I'm looking at you, Ryan, I'm feeling you in my heart. Like, I feel you more
Right.
than I see you.
Right.
So this starts happening. And then we also connect to the soul world as much as, like, we all have been awakened to our twin flame journeys, and our twin flame awakens our soul. That is kind of like giving us, the Cupid's arrow to wake us up into the truth of our being, which is our soul. And then we become aware of these bodies and belief systems that trickle down to our physical body, even to our physical space and location. Because, yeah, spirituality also says that it's not just your physical body that is your body, it's also what surrounds you. Where you are, what's around you is also part of your manifestation, your body. So yeah, and the beauty of knowing the mirror exercise is that we not only heal into our emotions, we are able to go deep into our emotions, and also a gateway into our belief system, which is our causal body. So once we start healing using the tool of mirror exercise, we start healing at the causal body level, which then trickles down to our emotional body and then down to our physical body. And the chakras sit between our emotional and the physical body. That's the reason why we're able to feel when it hurts. When your heart breaks, it's painful, because it's not that there's an actual physical breakage in your heart, but that breakage is in your emotional body, and that's where the pain comes through into your physical. It trickles down to into your physical. And you might have noticed that when someone hurts your beliefs or try to, push your buttons in the belief system, it hurts the most. And that is why, people say don't talk about religion or politics, because religion and politics, yeah, somewhere you have made that your belief system. It gives you some sense of comfort and structure. And if someone tries to, push it or make changes to it, that's when it's painful, it's dangerous, it's hurtful. If you feel a lot of fear as well. So yeah, so this, but the beauty is we have the tools to heal and bring it all into alignment.
Right. So when you have these emotional pains, it's your body letting you know that you have emotional pain, not that you have to feel like you're stuck with this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And that, that it's the energy that is stored in your body that you're to purify with the mirror exercise.
exactly. Yes.
Hmm.
For
Beautiful.
example, when you're surrounded by people that you feel intimidated, um, and you feel that in your stomach, because it's like in your solar plexus, you don't feel powerful enough. You feel
Right.
powerless. So people have done this study, the scientific cause of where or what could be a belief that is holding you back in your chakras. So your chakras are communicating somewhere to you a belief that is out of alignment.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, like just like really depressed, and I manifested a lot of like gut health problems, and I have
Mm,
like a hernia at like the top of my stomach now, and it's like, like I always am like looking it up, and I'm like, is there any way I can like heal this? And I'm just like, I have to, of course, I guess just know that as I claim my power, my body is aligning, and I have been healing my gut big time, and I've been changing like my diet and
mhm,
supplements, and yeah, just taking care of myself physically as well. And I guess maybe, yeah, just sharing your perception on what you feel, how to balance your physical life with like the
mhm.
energetic healing.
Yeah, that's really a good question. We hold on to our physical life too tight, thinking that we've set everything up and everything seems okay because you worked so hard to get to a point where you feel stable or you feel kind of safe, or you're trying to make that safety happen in the physical world. But often what happens is, with a simple, shift in your mind, or someone not working out in your relationship, it just it just crumples down. It just comes, tumbling down. That is because we built everything that is in the physical from the place of fear or control, because we
Mm,
didn't know how to align ourselves to our heart, and we didn't know how to align ourselves with where God is directing our life. The
mm,
most stable and the most safe foundation is when you allow your creator to come through you into the physical and manifest your permanent heaven on earth. So be it in like simplest form of a schedule, or be it in form of your eating habits, rather than thinking from your mind like, okay, this is what will heal me, or this is what will bring me happiness from the outside. Or even relationships is something we are working through in our twin flame unions as well, that we believe that, okay, this person seems to be nice on the surface. If I have them in my life, then I will strike gold. So we try to build relationships through our mind, but they never work out because they were never meant to be. They were not coming from the soul world. They're not coming from where you are originating. You're trying to build something in like, it's like a video game. You're trying to build something on the surface, and it's not real when you open your eyes. So the ideal situation is to surrender and learn and understand how to do that. Learn and
mm,
understand how to align. Like, how can I align this with how God decided for me? You can relax into knowing that all your dreams and desires are with God, and God has a plan for you for those dreams and desires. All you need to do is relax into listening to where God is guiding you next and following that through. The more you get good at doing that, the more firm your foundation, the safer and the better foundation you will have in your physical world, regardless of what it looks like on the outside. What I mean by that is, one day you will feel like, okay, you're following your heart, you're healing, you're doing your mirror exercise, you're following your heart, and then you realize, okay, I don't like the place where I'm living. Why didn't you feel that 2 days ago? It's because you were not totally conscious in that area, or you were not healed, and you were aligned to how your physical senses were aligned to that point. But when you healed and you brought yourself into peace, into a new area within you, then it opened up to you, like, oh, I don't like the place where I live, and now I want to shift.
right.
So that's how your physical reality shifts, when you shift within you. And it happens um, easily and very smoothly, without frictions, because you have healed it within you, rather
Mm,
than trying to struggle and trying to make things happen on the outside. That is why it's much wiser to heal first and then take physical actions. And that's the discipline when we try to follow, when we follow the teachings of union and do the mirror exercise, is go within, heal, and then manifest.
Right. Yeah, it's so interesting. And I think like a big piece that's coming up maybe to share next is just about our memory and the way we kind of think about our perception, and a lack of being present is really what's keeping us from our union, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, it's this mental process that we're holding on to, and maybe you're holding on to how your second date went, how that one conversation went, how things were, and maybe you're reminiscing on how they were, and you're like, I'll never get back to that place, or how do I get to that place with them? And yeah, the real truth in that is that you get there by being present and finding this moment in eternal life, that we share together. And that is the most intimate with our twin flame. And it's very obvious with our twin flame,
Yeah.
as to see a mirror of who you are and where to go next. You don't need to think about how to connect with your twin flame. You just need to be willing to face your fear about connecting, right? Like, it's safe to connect. It's safe to align there with them and meet them where you desire to be in your physical life. It's a choice.
Yeah.
You have to make a choice to show up in that way where you are most unaligned or fearful, right? Is what you're really doing is you're opening up your senses, you're opening up to a new pattern in your mind. And that is created by feeling in a new space that you haven't allowed yourself to feel yet. So yeah, I mean, it's really important to know, like, whatever you are facing on your journey, like, you can think about the things that you were doing that were silly, but make sure that you make a new choice, right? To feel into that space instead of, beating yourself up over what wasn't going right or what isn't going right. And just know that you're eternal and your connection is eternal. And so what is there that would hold you back? What is there that wouldn't manifest it as an eternal being? Everything will come to the light and heal. Everything will heal ultimately.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We are afraid of love.
Right.
That's what holds us back, because there's so much love in our twin flames and our union. We feel like, okay, this can't be real. And we try to discard what God has shown us, and we try to diminish it. And that is what caused separation in the first place. It's us numbing out. It's us numbing out to God's love in this place. And yeah, as we heal, like you said, as we heal, it will reveal slowly, steadily. We will understand that, yeah, we deserve more. We can have more love. We can allow more love in this area of my life. And I choose it, and you continue to choose it, because it is a lot of love. Your twin flame will not come to you in your misery, in your in your depression, or when you are trying to chase them, or you feel a lack. They're not going to come to you then, because it's not that they're being mean or anything. It's because you're not aligning to love. You're forgetting God. You're forgetting God. God is love. So God's like, don't forget me. I'm here. When you don't forget, yeah. So when you don't forget God, that's where your twin flame is. It's like putting that at the center, and yeah, it is your mind opening up to new emotions, your mind opening up to newer areas that you have not been familiar. You've never been loved like this before. You've never experienced love like this before. But doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that you cannot have it. You're meant to have it. You're meant to have it. You're meant to live that life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm just feeling into like my union and that feeling of like you're receiving this like love that feels like so otherworld. It just
Mm.
feels like what the heck? Like yeah,
Transcendental.
it's
Yeah.
transcendental love, and it's almost like at first you can't believe it, right? Because you're
Mm.
like, oh my God, this is exactly what I've always dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
Like to just be seen as a soul on a
Yeah.
soul level, and I think that that's where the blocks, that's where the fear is like, am I allowed to be seen on a soul
Mm.
level by others too? Like, because it's like I feel before the teachings and my own pursuit of this connection to God, I was like, I have my own little world and nobody's allowed in it. You know what I mean? And then it's like
Mm.
this other person comes into your world and they're like, I'm in it. And you're like, okay, is this okay? Like, is this, and yeah, I think it's really about feeling safe too. And that comes from, I think, just being able to express yourself in you throughout your life and growing up and maybe not getting that opportunity to say exactly what's on your
Yeah.
mind or find that perfect clarity in a situation. Um, yeah, so maybe that's where we learn to shut it down. And if it's confrontational or if it's like, if there's resistance, that means it's a bad thing, that there's resistance.
Mm.
And so that's where we go, though, through the teaching, right? It's you go to the place where there is resistance, and then you communicate there, and then it breaks down the wall, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we
Yeah.
have a question. So somebody asks, why do certain people appear out of the blue in our life? What would you say to that?
Mm. It may seem like they're coming out of the blue, but they're always aligning to where your energy is. So it's how people come in and go out of your lives. It is beyond the physical realm. So again, it is part of the soul plan, the plan that God, your creator, has for you. Many times people come to give you a lesson, or they have come here to support you from the soul world. They're probably, if it's your family, ancestors, or your spirit guide, and a lot of times your soul family, you can say your soul tribe, comes from the spiritual world to support you on your journey. And you just need to get clear if this person, what is the purpose of this person in my life. And that's something you can ask God whenever you don't feel clear, like, okay, what would be the purpose of this person. Sometimes it is just about bringing joy to you. Maybe you lack joy, maybe it's been like, yeah, so sometimes the soul pets come in your life to bring out that, healing and joy back into your life. And sometimes it's a fun neighbor, you're missing fun in your life, so it's time to, have fun. So explore. It is an extension of your relationship with God. Every person, every acquaintance, every person you meet is a messenger of God. You can see it that way. So if someone is surprising you and showing you they're coming into your life, it is an indication. It's a spiritual indication that God is connecting to you through that person. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's beautiful. And yeah, Menzi also asks about third party situations. So yeah, how does the third party manifest?
So third party is basically uh, an illusion. Why? Because it is created from your mind. You can create things from your mind, and it is an indication that you're looking for love on the outside, and you don't believe that God or your source within you can love you in that place. So it could be various layers to this. Mainly themes are that you don't feel fulfilled within you, so you feel a lack, so you try to fulfill that on the external. If you're not in a romantic relationship with anyone, and if your twin flame is, then the indication is that your theme is that you are looking for love on the outside, be it through your parents or friends. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be loved by them. I'm saying that switching your belief to know that God is loving you through your parents, God is loving you through your colleagues, your friends, your partner. So that's where the shift needs to happen. And this is a lesson. The third party is also showing up a lesson to you, lesson of knowing that um, your twin flame love is coming from the soul and not just from your mind or a physical space.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lesson.
I was just having that realization as we were talking about this, like, and the question was asked, it's like, who you think you are, right? And who you created yourself to be based in like the world around you,
Mm.
maybe, the small town you live in, or the, extracurricular activity that you do,
Yeah.
and you have these people that are like, you're so awesome for this thing, right? You're not used to being with your soul on earth a lot of the time,
Mm.
like when we're in our everyday
Yeah.
life to, daily life. And we see that a lot outside of us. So then it's like, if I'm to like be like really align with my soul or go there, it's like, I don't even know who that person is. So then I
Mm.
think it feels like this scary thing. Like, well, I know who I am in this way, so I'll hold on to this really tight, and I won't allow myself to go into the depth of my soul, right? And this is
Mm.
something that I'm really healing on a deep level,
Mm.
um, because I think in America, especially, like we're very driven by like the last name and like politics of who
Mm.
you know and how to get ahead and to compete and all these things. So it's like this new thing that I'm unlearning is to let go of competing outside of
Mm.
myself, and really exploring who I am from within and like embodying that and allowing that to really just express itself,
Mm.
right? And like feel safe to do that. And so, I think um it's really just important to know that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know anything. You just have to be humbled by God and allow God to love you there. And I actually I watched that video that you shared today, and it was just such a beautiful story of
Very
love and
touching.
how he fully just let God show him what
Yeah.
he needed.
Yeah.
And he chose to let God show him, and then his woman called him or
Yeah.
messaged him, however that worked. But it was just beautiful, the whole story and the way he found
Mm.
faith. And it's so important, right? Like it's not like this cool like soulmate connection where it's like if I act super cool and wear the right things, like she's gonna like me, bro. Where I have to like drink a certain drink or whatever it is. Like you don't have to do any of that, and I think that's the garbage that we have to let go of,
Yeah.
and like just accept that we are cool as a soul. Like that's the
Yeah.
coolest version of us, and it's the most expressive version of us. And to just really allow that to come through.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I love what you said. It's also knowing that when you align to the truth that God has made you loving for himself or herself, you are loving to your twin flame as well, and you are God's favorite. You are your favorite. You are also your twin flame's favorite. So we forget a lot of times, like when you're frustrated and you're going through some blocks and your twin flame is being an idiot, like, you just have to like tell yourself, my twin flame loves me. And if they're showing a block, that's a block in the union. And that
Yeah.
union starts within you. That's the place where we've forgotten God, where we've forgotten love, and we desire love in that place. So thank you, Twin Flame, for being an idiot. Thank you, Twin Flame, for showing me the mirror so I can heal it for us. And how it's such an honor to have and to know your twin flame, to know what they're doing and what they're mirroring to you, humbling yourself this journey, humbling yourself to God, like knowing that you don't know everything is the way. Like surrender is the way.
Mm.
And knowing that because I don't know, God has the knowing is wonderful. Is the pathway to surrender. And yeah, reminding yourself that you never had to carry that burden onto yourself. You never had to, find your mate. Let God do that for you. Yeah, I love what you said about the story, because this is what I loved about the story, that God was planning everything for that guy in the background. Like he was sending messages, and he was sending people, messengers who were related to his twin flame, and ultimately they got together. Yeah,
Mm.
it was really heart touching and beautiful. Yeah, that's what we need to honor, those messages and messengers of God in our life.
And
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool too, because I ended up watching another video by him,
Uh-huh.
and he was talking about how he got everything he wanted, and
Mm.
then he got complacent with that, and he was like, he got sick. His son was getting sick,
Mm.
and he was losing his faith, and he was losing his surrender to allow God to create in his life, and so things started to
Mm.
go downhill. And then he had to overcome that again. And so I
Wow.
think that's a really beautiful other aspect to the twin flame journey, where it's like, I got my union and it's over. Like, we're good forever, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not it. You have to continue to build in eternal love, and you have to continue to surrender and trust that there's more, and there's more God, right? That's really what
Yeah. Yeah.
there's more love to experience, and more appreciation and gratitude, and it's a
Mm.
beautiful, it's just a beautiful journey. And the best moments of the journey are when you humble yourself, really,
100%.
right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. And I was really inspired by his desire to serve God's
Mhm.
children. Like I was like, oh, it just like burns. It just like, my whole nervous system just chills with that, because I'm like, that's my soul too. Like I just desire to serve you, God, and I just desire to serve you the best way I can. And for me, I'm so, so, so honored and humbled to have this opportunity to be a coach, and like Jeff and Shalia's teachings, guiding us through
Mhm.
the hell into heaven. Like it's a tunnel. Like guys, seriously, like it's it's like we're like opening the door to, like, come on guys, just
That's
take this
really it,
tunnel.
right?
Yeah.
It's like that tunnel,
Yeah.
like, of love that was like,
Yeah.
they like walked into, and they're just
Mm.
directing us through it. That's how I always feel when I listen to
Yeah.
class. Like, I'm
Yeah.
being magnetized into so many good vibes. It's like, oh
Yeah.
man, this is just
Someone
amazing.
just wrote something really beautiful. I think Rose Gold. She's like, why am I having a soul deep connection with Guru Jeff? That is so beautiful. Yeah,
Mhm.
honor it. Like we feel that too. For
Mhm.
those who are called on this journey, it is very obvious to see Guru Jeff as your guru. And we feel that, Ryan and I feel that, and I know many of us who are on this journey and who are part of the community, we all feel this way. So it's normal, and yet very honorable. You're lucky to have this. So honor that feeling in your heart, and because your guru is part of your God's plan. Guru is showing you the light to your path. So that is why it is pre-planned. It is coming from the soul world. That is why you feel that soul deep connection with Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
honor.
very recognizable,
Yeah.
and it's safe to feel all of those feelings that you feel there, because yeah, I remember when I like saw my first video of Jeff and Shalia, just the warmth and I could tell, I knew they were in heaven. And
Hmm.
so they're leading us to heaven, and to deepen that connection to heaven within ourselves, of
Yeah.
course, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm my own person completely, and I have my own expression, and I think that's the beauty of getting to know them through their teachings and seeing them in person. All that I've ever
Mhm.
felt was a role model for what it means to live in union in on earth,
Yeah.
right? And to really be able to orchestrate that, and to, yeah, show every piece of, the journey, and even in the classes they're going through it as well.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just so humbling, and it allows you to let go of this idea that you know best. Like, that's really what they've taught me.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that they know some stuff.
Yeah.
And God knows best, right? And
Yeah.
that's the teaching.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God God knows more. Like, thank God they know more. We've got
Mhm.
them.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been completely lost on my journey without them.
Yes.
I would have never understood how to heal separation ever. And now it's just like every day, and sometimes I take it for granted, I think. Like,
Mm.
you know, like, I know exactly what to do. That's amazing.
It's,
And I had no freaking clue before them.
oh, that's so true. That's so true. And they're constantly inviting us into that space of heaven. It is the Christhood within us, and it's the prophecy, of the second coming. That is, God loving, that loving energy of God beaming through our hearts, and that's what this wave of twin flame awakening is bringing us. Yeah,
Yes.
I, I,
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel kind of complete. I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
feel
you were gonna say
complete
the same.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess we could just conclude to let them know, like, if you guys desire to work with an ascension
Yeah.
coach, Beer is my coach. She's a master certified coach, and I'm an ascension coach as well. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, highly recommend that to get yourself started on your journey, and to know that you're only going to gain all of the things that you desire a lot quicker through
Mm.
the support of an ascension coach, right? And I can attest to receiving a beer's guidance. My whole life has changed since meeting her and really working with her. So, yeah, just, allow yourself to make that choice, take that step. And yeah, maybe you want to watch a couple more lives before you can,
Yeah,
make the choice to book. But I really recommend it. And I just wanted to share that. Like, we're here to support you.
absolutely. Yes. We're lucky that we have that path, and this is the way God like builds that chain. It's like light, giving light from candle to candle. So yeah,
Exactly.
don't hesitate. Drop in a direct message to one of us, and we'll get in touch. Definitely.
Yeah, and we can do this more often.
Yeah,
We'll
let's do
definitely have more
more.
lives to
Yeah,
do.
I love
And
it.
yeah, you can announce your workshop. When is it?
It's tomorrow. Even if you sign up later, you'll get the recording because it's going to be a 3-day workshop. It's on 26th, the 2nd, and the 9th, which falls on Sundays for me in Sydney. For you in America, it would be the Saturday. So it'll be your Saturday night. Yeah, it's very healing. It'll be recorded. Even if you can't attend in person, you can always watch it later online. But it also means like I feel called to go deeper in this topic. I might host it again sometime, or host it in person sometime through, yeah, our workshops and retreat. We're planning
Yeah.
something, and something is brewing up. Yeah, so we'll let you guys
Yeah,
know.
we'll definitely keep you
Yeah,
all updated.
yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Great. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Abir, and
you.
yeah, we'll definitely do this again.
Yeah,
And I hope everybody enjoyed. And much love to you all. And I
yeah,
think we can save this recording
yeah. It'll
when
be
you
saved.
click off. Cool.
Yeah, it'll
And
be
we
saved.
can post it. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Great.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, Abir.
Namaste. Thank
Thank you
you.
all. And we'll be
Yeah.
back.
Bye.